because I am from Japan, I would like you to show something very Japanese. Because I think lean, the concept of lean, everybody knows it's from Japan, right? And it's from Toyota's concept, or manufacturing concept. From manufacturing, some of the extract is abstracted into the concept of lean. But today I want to show you something very raw people there. In there you will find some good essence of lean from that video. I will show you a video today. Before that, I will introduce myself, and I will talk about Japanese Agile a bit. By the way, I'm very nervous because English is not my native tongue, so please excuse me.
You're doing great.
Yeah, but I will try my best. So, because I'm from Japan, this is something you may know. Do you know this cartoon?
Pikachu.
Oh, Pikachu, yes, great, thank you. Or Pokemon is the name of this cartoon.
Yeah.
Yes, my kids all love this thing. I hope you all love this. One of the things we are proud that we have in Japan, and it's spread all over the world now. And a bit of my introduction. I have been working on this Agile development community in Japan for a long time. And I'm a co-translator of those books. The X signs are for XPs. So, some of the lean book from Mary and Tom Poppendieck. Oh, by the way, Mary visited Japan, and I took them to Toyota with us, and she actually she stayed in my house once. So we're good friends, and I translated all those Mary's books, and also I translated Jim Highsmith Agile Project Management book, and the last one is Jim, that book, Agile Development, The Art of Agile Development, Jim Shaw. And I'm also a author of some Japanese book, including UML or object-oriented and mind mapping. And the recent one is this one, Scrum book, which I wrote with Fujiro Nonaka. Sorry. You see, I'm nervous. And the book is about Scrum. It's about Japanese, how Scrum is made. I mean, Scrum is the word from rugby, of course, but it was used in product development context in Japanese paper. So I will talk about this later too. And I am a CEO of a company called Asta.net. How many of you happen to know this product? If you oh, you do? Thank you. These are UML and mind mapping integrated tool, or ER diagram integrated tool, which is my tool. I mean, we developed that and we are selling it. And we have an iPad version right now, and we have system version and so on. Good. So today's agenda will be like this. First, I will show you the big picture of lean, agile, and Japanese culture and industry behind it. And second is the main part. I will show you a video describing the TPS, Toyota Production System, in a factory. So what I'm going to do today is to see the video together and extract some concepts from that raw video, which is used now in lean software development or agile software development. And I will share the findings with you here today, together with a mind map. So, first, Scrum part. Do you know where the word Scrum came from? this is the one. This is the one I proudly brought from Japan. Some Japanese cartoonist made a very fancy Scrum illustration. I like this because I like this, especially this part, stakeholder part. She looks like a bit mean. I really like this thing. And yeah, this is just a joke, but this is the big picture of Agile Lean. One of my friend, Kawaguchi-san, wrote this with Jim Complete, and this says, here's Agile, and it this is an umbrella word for several methodologies, and XP and Scrum are the most typically used ones, and all those two are partly from Patterns community, because Ken Beggs and Jeff Sutherland are all in Pattern community. So, and Scrum is partly from, the concept of Scrum is from this paper. I will show you in the next slide. And now the Agile is connected with Lean. Lean is from Toyota Production System, which I will talk about today, and by Mary and Tom Poppendieck as a word, Lean software development. So now it's Lean in the software world is almost Agile, the same thing. And after that, David Anderson made another, not methodology, but methodology framework called Kanban, and it's definitely from Lean concept. And now we have Lean Startup. Eric Ries wrote this book, and he also referenced TPS in his book. So everything is some part related to the Japanese manufacturing concept. I will describe this in this session. So here, this part. This is the Ikujiro Nonaka and Takeuchi Hirotaka's first paper appeared in Harvard Business Review in 1986 called The New Product Development Game. How many of you have read this or knew this paper? Okay, thank you. About 20%. The new product development game, the paper describes how 80s Japanese industry make new product in a new way. So there's two news. So first new is new. The second new is about new product development. So how they are doing their new way of making a new product development. And it says like this: stop running the relay race, and take up rugby. So the concept here is described as this. Oh, and surprisingly, this is not about software development at all. It's a new product development. And the first one is called Type A, and the evidence is from NASA's PPP, phased planning something. anyway, to us, to software people, sorry, did you know that? Production, phased planning production. And to us, software people, this looks just like waterfall, right? And the second one is from Fuji Xerox, which is a joint company from Xerox and Fujifilm at that time. And they made a lot of copiers with Xerox. And they took this stage gate away and some collaborative area they introduced. So this PPP has stage gate, and they pass this documentation made in the previous stage to the post stage. And this one, there's this area, two groups are meeting together to do something, to communicate each other, to communicate the concept of the product. And this, type C, is from Honda. I'm not sure you know Honda, but Honda is a car maker, another car maker from Japan. Oh, you know Honda, sorry. He described, he meaning Nonaka Ikujiro, and he meant by this, there's no stage gate, but all the phases are merged somehow into a one hole and push the rugby ball to the goal. I mean, this is the relay race, and this is a rugby. So the Jeff Sutherland and Ken Schwaber found this paper to formalize their idea into a process called Scrum. So this is one origin of Scrum, definitely, and Nonaka Ikujiro first made the term Scrum in the development concept. So 2 years ago, it's 2011, we invited Jeff Sutherland in this event called Innovation Sprint, and Ikujiro Nonaka is here. He is almost 75 years old or so, and he's still alive. He is very wise. He does not talk talkative. He's not a talkative person, but he talks like Yoda. Jeff is so showed his respect to him, and they had a very good conversation at that time. And I was so lucky that I was a translator there, so in the middle at that time. So that was one part, how Scrum, how Agile is related to Japanese concept. Okay, second one, I will talk, this is the main topic today, is about Toyota production system. So Toyota production system is abstracted as a lean by James Womack. I'm not sure the name, but the machine that changed the world is the first book in the United States that was published. And then Lean Thinking is also written by Womack. And Jeffrey Liker's Toyota Way or something, I forgot. But all those MIT, all those universities and professors nicely made the lean concept as a lean concept. But to me, Toyota production system, TPS, is not more complicated thing, and it's hard to describe. But to me, let me try this. Lean is like a tomato juice. It's extracted from tomato, and it can be drink anyway. It's portable knowledge. But TPS is more tomato. It's on dirty dirt, and you cannot extract it from the culture itself. So I'll show you in the Toyota production system and culture at the same time to understand Lean today. So I will show you a 20 minutes video about factory reconstruction. It's not about software development, but I'm sure you will find lots of the key concept of Lean from that video. And there are 5 parts in that video. So first one is waste, change. I'll put that labels on it, but the whole video is one program. So I divided it into 5, and after each part, I will share with you the findings we will find. So the video, and before that, I will tell you some ideas in it beforehand, so that you can understand well. One thing is yatai. Yatai is, I don't know the English word for that, but work cell may work cell. It's a cell, one employee, one worker is in it, and she or he is responsible for all, not passing the parts around. Just one thing. So Hata-san is a very good metaphors of that, because it's made by one person, and it has some parts and make eatable whole. By the way, I think this picture is from Toronto, because Agile 2007 was held in Toronto, and this presentation was first presented in Toronto. So I'm sure this is from Toronto. Second one, WIP, double IP, is a work in process or work in progress. After David Anderson wrote Kanban, this concept is well known, I think. How many of you know the concept of WIP? Okay, thank you. Wow, 90%. So the point is keeping the WIP as small as possible. So work in progress in software is like untested, not tested code, which is not visible or usable to the users. So I showed this Amazon river because in car industry, in which the TPS concept is first occurred, I will explain this in the car industry. This is ocean users, right? And car is out of here, one car, one by one, and parts are so many parts in the car. So those rivers are factories, and they are gathering parts. At last, they have a car. So the point is, WIP is related to pull system, not push. Pull meaning, if one car is bought by someone, it signals through this river to make another part, one by one. So it triggers the parts creation. It signals through the whole value stream, so that they can create another part. So in that way, reducing all those WIPs, meaning reducing the water of the whole Amazon River, is important, because if the cars are not selling very well, or they are decided to discontinue the car, all those waters is going to be waste, right? So the concept is keeping the water level as low as possible and keeping the stream as fast as possible. And people in this factory and making process is responsible for that, for improvement of this stream. So that's the main concept of TPS, or the value stream with pull system things. So, okay, this is the concept of WIP, and important thing is reducing this WIP. Okay, I will show you a video of a factory reconstruction, and this video is in Japanese, so you won't understand. But I will translate for you today, so that you can extract ideas from it. Okay. Am I talking good? My English is understandable. Okay, good, thanks. Okay, this person is Yamada-san, Hitoshi Yamada. He is 61 at that time, but now I think it's more than 10 years ago. So he is he's 75 or so, and he's still doing consulting of factories reconstruction. And he is the successor of Taichi Ono. Taichi Ono is the founder of TPS concept, and he was a vice president of Toyota when TPS was founded. So he worked with Taichi Ono, and he set up his own consulting company, and he saved lots of crises of all those factories, including Canon and Sony and all those Japanese manufacturing companies. Okay, I'll try to connect this PC to the microphone to the audio. I think it will work. Do you hear this? Chris?
Hi.
Thank you.
guy from Hell.
If this doesn't work, I will use this speaker.
That's your mic.
Sorry, I put that into the microphone. I will
Just put your microphone on top of it.
Yeah, sorry.
For some reason.
This
Let me just make sure it's on.
yes. This I put it into the microphone. Sorry.
Don't plug it in yet. Turn it way up. Okay, go for it.
Okay, sorry, I did that twice. Okay, it's on now. Good. Okay. Hitoshi Yamada is a successor of Taiichi Ono. He is called the factory reconstructor. He receives requests and goes into the factory to undertake reformation of production line and education of managers. He disapproves of division of labor, one person doing only one small part of the job. Assigning one task to one person makes people get bored and people stop thinking. So in this video, he removes belt conveyor and changes the line into yatai. Yatai is the hot dog stand. And yatai is aimed at drawing out creativity from every workers. So, okay, here's the story. Yamada comes to the factory. The first place he went to was the place from where products are shipped. Hey, how many products are shipping today? I don't know really. You are the manager and you are saying that you don't know today's sales. Shipment is your sales. You understand that? The sales of this factory is the number of products. If you don't know the number of today's shipment, waste of overproduction will occur. This is the first thing he pointed out. Next, he comes to the production line. As soon as he approaches the line, he shouts. Those are all whips, right? Hey, those are all work in progress, whips. Hey, all those whips. You know, work in progress is a bad thing, the worst thing in a factory. Work in progress, the work in process, or is a hidden inventory in the production line. If you divide work into the line, half-done parts stagnate between people. That's called whip. As the line gets longer, and the number of workers increase, and the work in progress increase. At the time when you decide to stop the production line because of the market situation changes, the line continues to work until all the whip is done and overproduction occurs. Immediately, investigation of whip is started. So they form a team. Surprisingly, whip is found all over between workers. Wow.
次々に指摘される作りすぎの原因。すぐに工場改革チームが結成され、改善に乗
A
り出す。
reconstruction team is formed immediately.
改革の目玉となるラインの改造は、
In 1 week, he is coming back to reconstruct the line.
1月30日。
Okay, stop here. And I will share with you what we see. So, the part 1 waste, he first goes to shipping part because it's the post-most process, I mean, the sales. That's the place that decides the pace of production, because how many sales makes the pace of the factory. So what he asked first was the sales of the factory, meaning how many parts are shipped from this factory to prevent overproduction. Then he goes to production line and he saw a lot of WIP or work in process. So why WIP is bad? Yes. Hidden inventory. If customer needs change, overproduction is the worst waste. It's not going to sell at all. So they're just waste. That does not make any money. So commonality with software development. One thing is value is in output, not in web, and produce only what customer is waiting. So it's the concept of pull production. Once customer is waiting for something, then you produce something. So overproduction is pushing things, what you made, to customers. But if the customer don't want it, it's just a waste. And WIP in software development is like untested code, unimplemented requirements, or anything between from concept to cache, or requirements to cache. From concept to cache is the concept written by Mary and Tom Poppendieck. So once cache between concept, from concept to cache, there's a value stream, and making value stream fast and narrow or thin is the concept of WIP. Making the WIP as less as possible. Okay, I'm going into the part 2, change. The day of reconstruction, January the 30th. By the way, it said January the 30th.
鳥取産業電機が山田さんの指導のもと生産ラインの改造を行う。
Okay, reconstruction day. The plan has not been explained even to the management of the factory. He goes to the packaging line where the most WIP was found. The first order he gave. So this is the place he found the most WIP. The first order he made was a removal of the belt conveyor. That looks like Japanese arm. The line of 20 meters, which has worked for 30 years, the heart of the factory is gone. He is he's the main character, so I will explain. So they are removing the belt conveyor first, and this person is a production manager, Takatsuka. He plays the main role in this video, and he didn't know what's happening. He was so embarrassed, and he will get angry. The production manager, Takatsuka, rushes to the place of the sign removal. Hey, don't cry. You remove that sign. The manager of production section, Takatsuka, was ordered to remove the sign. he hasn't
思い
known
もしていなかっ
this
た大改造
reconstruction.
もう台風みたいなことですね。台風。
Oh, it's like a typhoon.
もうなんかわけが
I don't know what's happening.
もう誰か風が出てる。
I didn't know this extreme.
次に山田さんが命じたのは
Yamada
運用システム
orders to review the assignment of work itself.
山田さんの工場改革です
This is his reconstruction plan.
携帯電話のラインには組み立て検査
Assembly,
構造の
inspection, packaging. There are 3 processes for mobile phones, and there are 57 workers in the
まず
line.
放送用のラインを撤去し
He removed the packaging line
地下狩り品
and
が
narrowed
しま
the
す
gap between workers.
しかし同じ人数の中では
But it still leaves the
多くの
web.
場所で地下狩り品が発生します
So,
そこで
So,
一人に
let one worker do more than one job and move the overflown workers to the product development section.
地下狩り品が発生する場所も減ることになります
The number of workers decreases, the place of WIP decreases. Oh, I would like to explain a bit because they are not doing this for laying off people. Reducing the people in the line, and they are moved to the new product development section. So it's a cultural thing. So I was so misunderstood one time at this part. So I will explain. And the other thing is, this is a small town in Japan, Tottori, and whole factory is like a family. I mean, they have their own house, and they are. This is the factory, and most of the workers are from housewives. I mean, they have a house, and they have kids, and they work together to make a living. So they're not cutting, restructuring, or laying off people. I just want to make sure. So where was that? So one worker, more than one job.
新製品の生産などに回す提言をしました人数を少なくすれば地下狩り品が発
So
生
reducing the people and reducing the WIP. So multi-skill development starts from
会
here.
議では2つ以上の作業を受け持つ可能
Workers have worked on one job and skilled in one job were suddenly ordered to do more than one job.
一つの仕事に絞って技能を磨いてきた従業員
So they are having hard time skill development, more than one job. What do you think? I can't say anything. I can't see the future. You should learn other jobs gradually. You can learn. You can do that. Otherwise, all the jobs go to China. If you do only one job, Chinese will catch up very soon. You should learn more than one job. Single scale job goes to China. Oh, this is real. What's happening in Japan? Oh, by the way, there's a book called My Job Goes to China. India. Chad Powell's book, right? The same situation. Programming, just coding is going to go to China or India. So the lower cost labor is there. So we have to learn more than one skill to make this factory to more effective to survive in the economic situation. This is what they're doing. Okay.
えませんでした。
So Yamada explains that they will learn multi-scale production soon, but workers are still like this worried about the future. From here, I would like to co-translate with someone who came here with me from Japan. Satomi is translating with me. By the way, she's from Victoria.
Oh. I live in Victoria for 5 years, so yes.
So,
Are you gonna show the finding from the part 2?
from part 3.
Okay.
So you are from here. We should have prepared. so you start here.
Yes.
Part 3.
Yes.
Good. So your microphone ready?
マインドマップで2番目の
I found. Oh, that's. I have to show something in the mind mapping to share what we found in part 2 change. So he removed symbol of the factory. So he somehow wants to change the mindset of the people first. So we are changing, he's saying, by removing the belt conveyor. And reduce whip between workers. Whip, you remember whip. Whip is bad thing, inventory. And introduce multi-skill, so that one worker can do several jobs together. This means a lot to them because I will talk to you later. And commonality with software. It's one person doing not multi-skill, but also doing one customer visible value. It's I would call it vertical slice. It's a term in software, from the requirements to testing. So one part of software that is visible to the users, or features, user visible features, or minimum viable products, whatever you call it. But important thing is one person should not go into one small part of the thing which cannot be seen from users. But one person can do a customer visible feature, so that they can contribute. So that they can have a passion to contribute to the company or contribute to the users, or feel like this is my product. Okay, then the third part, conflict. Here I should bring Satomi back and do the translation together.
これ入ってない
Chris, do you think this can work? Okay, good.
Do you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Okay,
No.
good, thank you. Okay. Better?
Still
Still? Okay,
Still
okay,
small.
good enough.
good enough? Okay, part 3. Part 3 is called conflict, so the most interesting part. However,
鳥取山陽電機では山田さんの工場改革を根付かせる努力が続けられていました。
still doesn't work well. But still they are working. Multi-skill production makes the factory
一人がいくつもの工程を
confused more than expected.
予想以上の混乱を引き起
So
こ
they're starting multi-skill. Post it there and then confirm. Okay?
Well, you didn't say post it first, you said post it last. I don't know how to do this, everything is changing suddenly.
生産効率は目に見えて落ち込み
Plan,
納期に
actual
製品が揃わない
difference.
恐れが出てきました。
The productivity goes down. There's a rise of possibility of missing the next delivery.
ラインの生産数を管理
The
する
members
製造家のメン
of
バー
production
休
sections
業後も残
are
っている
discussing what to do later after work. If they miss the delivery,
納期を守
the
れず
impact
金曜
of
日
losing trust
会社の意
from
向は
customers is huge. So, Takatsuka is
一
making a
つの
decision.
決断が下されました。
これから
Well, from now, we rearrange the line as it was.
製造家のメンバー
Members of the production section make the line longer again and refill the workers.
工場改革の必要性は十分理解している。
They understand the need of factory reconstruction, but now delivery is the first priority. Well, we need to meet the delivery. I know we have to change our way, but now this extreme. The customer's trust is the most important thing to us. He's laughing a bit, but he's angry. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. The next day, the line gets confused more and more.
This is not easy to work. I don't really understand what is this.
度重なる変更に女性従業員の不満が爆発しました。
Why it changes so often? It is hard to adopt this new change.
工場改革
The reconstruction team knew the rearrangement after they came to the factory. So they are surprised now. So this is the Takatsuka's revenge. So he asked for an explanation. The delivery date and quality is all fixed by the customer. Even if you work all Sundays, you cannot catch up. Customer's trust is the most important. I cannot give in. This is the production manager's decision.
現場責任者である坂塚課長の説明に
The reconstruction team has no words.
しかし、すべての改革を中断するわけにはいきません。
But we want to keep multi-skill development as a model line. Just one experiment line, please. He's asking Takatsuka-san for one experiment line, model line.
工場改革チームは、一人夜会を目指す可能の教育だけは一部で
Takatsuka manager, he is the Takatsuka, doesn't think it works better than before.
坂塚課長は、一人生産が分業に勝るとは正直思っていません。ただ、
But
実験の
finally,
後
he agrees, one person, only one person, for a model line experiment.
検討の結果、
After discussion, the experimental multi-skill production is tried in the most complicated process, assembly. So making 6 workers work into one
そ
person.
の生産性を確認します。
So who is going to be the model line experiment? Ms. Horimura, a veteran worker. She is Horimura. She was chosen as the one.
Okay, I will try my best.
The construction team is creating yatai or work cell. Here, this is work cell. Okay. So what's interesting thing, I named this conflict, but beforehand it was called revenge. Between reality and ideal, you remember the plan, actual, and difference. So it's always reality wins, okay? But they decided to do experiment, yatai. So what they want to have is just one success case so that they can persuade people, managers. So it looks really like what we are doing. I mean, what in Japan Agile change leaders are doing. They are eager to make changes, but it's not hard. It's not a simple way to do it. So they make one small success case and explain it to the people. Okay, part 4, yatai.
でこういうねちょっと屋台みたいでしょ。でこういう狭い屋台の中でさっき言いました
Hoimura-san knows 3 jobs out of 3. So she's a veteran worker. So the 3 jobs are new to her still. A member of the reconstruction team measures the time. It's 5 minutes, 36 seconds. Sorry, I'll explain this a bit here about cultural thing. They're actually close friends, like family. So it's not just making, pushing her into corner. If she can't do it, you are fired. Not like that. They are together making the process faster. That's what I have to mention here. It's 5 minutes, 36 seconds. The speed of the production line was 3 minutes, 27 seconds. So there's 2 minutes time she has to reduce. So from here, she starts Kaizen, improvement. So he is experimenting if she can reduce the 2 minutes time. Next morning, Hoimura-san has been working here for 20 years. She earns half of the family income. Next month, her son is taking high school entrance exam. This assembly line has 1,200 female workers. So there is no other employment in the city. So Yatai experiment, what she's doing is the hope of all the employees. If it fails, their job goes to China. After 2 days, Hoimura-san starts Kaizen proposals. Kaizen is equal.
I think the table could be a little higher because I tried to look at the closet and I have to bend.
The reconstruction team implements what she said immediately.
We could use some improvements here too because I take this with my left hand and then I'll have to pass it to my right hand.
Small changes are made to reduce hand movements. Those wisdom come from understanding of the whole assembly jobs, not one part. Because she's doing all the parts, she knows the idea of the whole, so that she can think of. Sorry, I overlapped your part. That's rewinding a bit. So very small changes, bit and bit.
て作業の全体を理解して初めて生まれた知恵の数々です。
And they all help her to speed up this process.
Good quality products, they sell well in the market, and that gives us a place to work.
Do you think it will work?
Yes, I think we can make it.
Okay. So the part for yatai is about one person doing one whole product, 6 skills she needed. And she makes small changes at a time. She can propose improvements because she understands the whole 6 skills. And to some people, this looks like scientific management by Taylorism again. But somebody from lean culture called this scientific. Lean is a scientific management where scientists are in the team. So it's scientific management, but scientists are in the team, not just on a desk and making all the description and pass it to workers. So scientists are together making the process faster. This is the concept of lean. So commonality here is one vertical slice at a time. Yatai is the thing, and they are doing retrospectives together, how they can improve this process, just like software. And they are self-organizing team. They're not following orders. They are making their process better themselves. They are self-organized. Okay, close to the end. So Yamada-san came back again. Hey, Takatsuka-san, come with me. So this is the 5th day.
堀村さんはまだ3日しか訓練を積んでいません。
She started this 5 days. She got.
5分35秒だった堀
So
村さんの
5 minutes 36 seconds is now improved to 4 minutes and a half.
で分業した場合の
But
3分
it
25
was
秒
3 minutes 27 seconds by the production line. So still 1 minute to go. 1 minute. 1 minute. You like to new job?
I'm trying my best.
He's not pressuring.
無駄な手の動きが減ってきていることを感じた山田さんは確認のため時間を
After this afternoon, she is reaching the
作業
time.
のスピードは測るたびに速くなってい
She
ます。
got faster and faster.
Right.
そしてこの日の午後には組み立て時間が何
And
度
this
測り直しても
afternoon,
200秒、3分20秒に収まっていました。
she reached to 3 minutes 20 seconds. She got faster. Today, finally, she did it. So she is now quicker than the production line. Takatsuka-san, come here. She got faster now. Today, she got faster. Takatsuka-san was first skeptic about this way, and he was so surprised. Yeah, today we proved it. We should have done this earlier. Morimura-san proved that yatai works better than production line.
を打ち破り、分業より一人
So now she proved that Yatai works better than production line by Kaizen improvements. Just 5 days. I was so impressed. I believe in human power. Bad management stops human potential. But management is about fostering potential of people. There are lots of excellent workers here. We can still survive. Management is about fostering people's potential. And we have good people here. Okay, now they're having a party after 1 month. 1 month after he came to the factory, there was held a party about the reconstruction, results of the reconstruction. And reconstruction team and Horimura-san was asked for speech.
工場改革チームと堀村さんたちがスピーチを求められました。
In the center.
I am very surprised and I don't really know what to say in here. I've had really hard days to adapt this new change, but I was able to achieve because everybody supported me. I feel I can do it still even better tomorrow. And I am very proud of delivering good quality Sanyo products to the market. Thank you very much again for your support.
He's happy. Okay, that's it. Thank you. So the last part is about Kaizen gradually, and he really believes in human potential and how he can extract everybody's potential. And he said management is about fostering the potential. And at the party, she was proud of not what she achieved only, but also the quality of the whole product and company as well. That reminds me of Stonecutter episode, which maybe everybody knows. Goes like this. There are 3 stonecutters, and asked one stonecutter what is he doing, and one person replied that he is cutting a stone, and asked to another person, why are you doing? He said he was making money for living, and they asked to the third stonecutter, he replied that he is building a cathedral. So Horimura-san talked about Sanyo, this company thing, and the cathedral, and the product of the soft product and quality. So this kind of contribution attitude cannot come from the division of labor, one person thing. So commonality here is, so it's all general, but it's about respectful people. Respectful people is the main part of the TPS, Toyota Production System. And motivation and trust is the key to extract the potential of people. Okay, so that's almost it. But I will, last one thing I would like to share. I'm from Fukui Prefecture in Japan. I don't know, I don't think anybody here visited Fukui once. That would surprise me, but Fukui Prefecture, there is a temple called Eiheiji, which is a Zen temple, which was built more than 700 years ago, and still there. And this is a picture I took from the temple. This temple is open to everybody for sightseeing, and this temple is used for school or education to new monks who is to be succeeding his father's temple. So in this religion, Zen, Soto is the school of Zen Buddhism. I'm not a specialist about the Zen, but this is Soto Shu Temple, and these monks are students learning. And here, I visit several times. This place is open to foreigners too. Here, I found, and this, by the way, this education system is very sustainable because it's sustainable, meaning it continues from 700 years ago to now. You know, college or university is just like 120 years long, but this is 700 years long. And here I found this panel written in Japanese and partly in English. I found this panel in this temple. It says, in English, it says, without practice, no emergence. And it says, to know and to understand are different, even though we know, without putting that knowledge to practice, we cannot understand. Just reading a description of medicine's good effects won't cure an illness. Zen also is something we cannot understand until we put it to practice. So what I found is the commonality with Agile. Don't you think so? It's doing and thinking in one human body. Thinking only doesn't mean anything. And by doing, we just learn things and we can improve things. So in Zen temple, they are doing practice. Practice meaning not Agile practice. They wake up early and they clean, or they do meditation. All those doing thing and learning or emerging thing are the same thing, is one thing in Zen concept. So lean is also something we cannot understand until we put it to practice. This is the one I found as commonality. So, this is most it, but final notes. I will share with you what he didn't. He meaning Yamada-san, successor of Taicho, no? Factory constructor. He did not do PowerPoint presentation. he do this as this always. He just goes to Gemba. Gemba is the real place where you can see things, see inventories, and talk to people. So he does not. He goes to Gemba and to solve problems. Context is everything. So the concept is in his brain, but before he see the context, he don't say anything. He just see the thing and gives advice. And actually, he didn't tell what to do. My translation, I said he ordered something, but actually he was asking, "What are you doing?" To let them notice what they are doing, and this is wrong. And you will find here is a sense of urgency. Their job goes to China if their reconstruction fails. So Agile transformation is like, we need sense of urgency too. And objectives of Kaizen. Kaizen is improvements from bottom-up improvements. But interesting thing is the main objective of Kaizen is sense of contribution. This is what I heard in Toyota factory. I asked the manager there, and he said that contribution itself is rewarded, as like 100 yen, $1 to $200. Sorry, $200. But the reward and the Kaizen itself is not the main part. He says the sense of contribution to the process is the most important part of Kaizen. He said. So taking part in the whole, like a stonecutter, taking part in the whole. And context. I know one ex-Toyota manager who once spoke as an invitation guest in Agile 2010, I guess, 2010, I guess, who is my mentor too. And one time he asked me, Hiranabe-san, my name is Hiranabe. Hiranabe-san, what do you think is the only, if you choose only one sentence from TPS, what is it? What is the core of TPS? He said this one, think for yourself in your context is the most main part. So TPS is interesting because it's about people. People conveying knowledge. People think to improve. People experience, then think, then improve. So doing, thinking together, making those people or building those skills are the essential thing. No books or manuals. Experience is the most important thing, he says. So it's like process, people, products. So products is the center of manufacturing system, but process is also important to make products. But process itself is produced or improved by people. So people, they understand that, they meaning Japanese, Toyota, and several companies, understand that people are the center of product development. So developing people is the point in software development or product development. This is the message I want to convey here today. So don't separate doing and thinking together. So that's almost it. Thank you very much. By the way, I visited him once, Yamada-san. And the mind mapping software is my products. So if you would like to use it, I would like to share with you. Okay, Susan, did I good?
That was, I don't know about anybody else, but I found that utterly fascinating, wonderful view of the whole game thing.
Oh, thank you. I was so nervous.
You did it really, really well. Does anybody have questions?
Thank you. Ask slowly or in Japanese, please.
Well, first, thank you for coming here and as Susan said, this fascinating presentation. I'm Laura from A Global Way, and one of the most fascinating parts to me was the factory reconstructor. How did he get the authority to make that much change? In North America, we would need to get okay from so many managers.
Yes.
Is that cultural or is that his?
No, a secret. I mean, he's well-known person. What he do as a consultant is first get agreement from the president or CEO, and then not informing the factory manager. He just do it all of a sudden. So they are very upset several times. But their CEOs or the directors understand that, so they help him doing that. And sometimes very bad reputation or claims coming from Gemba or Gemba middle managers. In Japan too, middle managers are the hardest part to persuade. So they intentionally doesn't let them know about it first. Just do it. But the conflict is the part of the transformation. It's included. I mean, it's I don't know. They know that there is conflict.
Expected.
Yes, expected. Yes, thanks.
Thank you.
Everybody all quiet? After our last meeting, I was expecting a lot more interaction. Yes, sir.
So what would have happened if they just tried the one-person experiment to begin with? Would it have had the same outcome with less friction?
Yes, yes. I mean, the first, if I understand your question correctly, so at last that worked or not? Did you ask?
Suppose instead of just coming in and making all these
Changes, yes.
instead of doing that, just try one person, just the experiment right away. So there would be no blowback from the middle managers.
Yeah.
They would be convinced with an example.
Yeah.
Would that have been a better approach?
Okay, you mean top down, everything at a time approach?
No,
Or
just
better?
try the experiment with the one person doing 6 things.
So the other side of that, why take away the line right at the beginning? Why not just set up the yatai?
Okay, I didn't think of it. Okay, this is not a prescriptive process. He first has to see what they are doing and the problems. What he saw first was the lots of whip. So his focus was reducing whip, and he proposed yatai. But if he had something different problems, he would have proposed another different approach. But anyway, he has to see the Gemba first and see what they're doing first, and then he proposed what to do. Did I answer
So-
my question?
If I'm understanding correctly, then if he had not gone to the factory, looked around to see what was going on, he would not have known to suggest one person doing 6 jobs as an experiment.
Yes.
Something else might have happened.
Yes, but I would like to say that he is the specialist of yatai, so he's a consultant. So anyway, he will introduce something like that, but not actually like that. I mean,
So it might have been
might have
a
been
different suggestion.
different suggestion.
I'll ask the same question differently. Is there value in conflict when you're making this kind of change? To shake people up?
Yes. When people change, we believe, or he believes, that some conflict or some upset or some emotional difficulty should be there, and then they overcome something together to reach the ideal goals. I think that's what he's thinking.
So no conflict, no change?
No conflict, no change. In a deepest.
Who were the 20 or 30 people following him? There was a big crowd of people today.
Can you
There
speak
was
up?
20 or 30 people following him around. Who were they? What were they doing?
The people
following
following
him.
him around.
Yeah, he is a precious person. I mean, he is they do not want to miss his words. So I don't know you like it or not, but
Entourage.
Huh?
Entourage.
Entourage. That's a
Entourage.
group of people that follow a famous
Yeah.
person around.
Yes, right, like that.
Do they work at the factory?
Yes. Not the senior management. The managers in the factories are following them. In the first session, they are following him, and they do not want to miss his words, what he found, and what he think after he saw something there. 2 persons, but.
So in the software world, I'm thinking that a yatai would be one person doing database, middleware, user interface, JavaScript, CSS, is that the
Yes,
suggestion?
yes. Or not like, sometimes difficult, but not only test, I mean, it's a concept of Scrum. Several technical people together, not everybody has their own
multi-skill
skills, like core skills. Yes, yeah. But they together work together. They experience together.
So the team is a unit.
Yes, yes.
So I'm just thinking there's some kind of a parallel here between how this worked in a factory and how Scrum was intended to work by Ken Schwaber. So he actually designed Scrum to be disruptive. And making
Disruptive, yes.
Scrum disruptive causes a conflict, and then the team, if they're allowed to be self-enabled, they get themselves out of the problem by figuring things out and making the process smoother. Is that, can you comment on that parallelism there?
Yes, I like the idea. I will steal it from I like that.
Oh, so it wasn't intentional. Well, do you think he got the idea from Japan?
Yes, yes, but not this video.
No, but
yes,
the
yes,
idea of
but
being disruptive.
disruptive. Yes, he is disruptive, and that's what I found today. Commonality. Thank you.
I like your comparison with the software development. But what would be the Gemba in software development? What would be the Gemba?
Gemba.
In software development. How can you see the process
Yes.
in it?
Right. I mean, it's the team, but in software we don't usually have the visible thing. It's all in a hard disk. So we use cards or some tangible thing to represent your work or task or features, and you can see, so that you can see the flow of work. I once heard about non-software TPS consultant came to the software team, Gemba, but he didn't see anything, so he was confused. So where's that thing? But after Kanban or Scrum task board was introduced, now you can see what is moving. So in software we are running, but no buttons can be seen. So buttons, once buttons can be seen like post-it notes on the wall, now you can see where it stagnates or who is stopping this or what is the blocker. Now you can see the process and what's flowing it. So from that point you can reduce the width so that you can make it faster and thin waist. Does that answer your question?
Very, very good slide about the origins of Lean TPS, and you had a very good slide at the beginning about the origins of Lean and how you relate it to Scrum and the production system.
This one?
Can you share that?
This one? Yes, sure. Yes, it's in my slideshare.
We'll put a link on the website when we put the video up.
Thank you.
Yes.
You said earlier that in software, untested code is whipped.
Untested code is whipped because it's not running.
So can I conclude that if a developer does his own testing, then it's like multi-role,
Yes.
and you can reduce the width.
Yes.
But
It will reduce the quality.
But the problem is that often the testers, you need an independent mind to look at what the developer has produced. Because the developer will test it in such a way that it works.
Yes, sometimes, yes, I agree with you. Because some third eye or a different eye should look at it and see if it's working good to customers, right? Yes. but they can also work with them too, as a team. So not handing all the done thing to the testers group, but working together is the better way to reduce WIP too.
Mary Poppendieck explained the right approach to solve that problem when she was here. What she said is, if you let the list of unresolved errors grow, and you let the coders or the programmers create new code instead of fixing the broken code,
right.
then you're creating WIP. So you can separate the testing and the coding, but you can't let the list of unresolved bugs grow, or else you're going to create WIP.
Great quotes, thank you. And she also said that managing the bug list is the worst thing. With using time for managing the queues.
I did not understand why why he didn't approach the production manager first. In the beginning, he should have approached the production manager, right? To what is really happening in the production line. He directly went in and he did all the changes. Like production manager didn't know.
Should he have approached
Should he have approached the production manager first?
Yes.
Then he should
I would do that.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so it's about conflict. It's a planned conflict by him with the CEO.
We're also less famous than that guy, so he might be able to get away with more.
See, this change management happens through the right process, right channel. But he went and approached directly to the production floor, asked them to cut it, and implemented it. That demotivated the production people there.
They were angry, furious. Yeah.
Anybody else?
So reality says that the jobs went to China.
Yeah, in Japan, the cost of labor is so different in Japan and in China. So now, almost all the Japanese industries are moving the factories into China or Cambodia or other place other than Japan. So keeping factory is a good workplace and employment to the city itself. So they want to keep it, but they have to be efficient. This is the story. I'm not sure I answered your questions.
I guess another way to ask is, why is China more efficient?
Oh, no, not more efficient. No, just cheaper. Don't take it personally. just cheaper. I mean, so the totally, if it's effective or not, is not just cheaper or not. Yes, price times what? Efficiency or something. Price times cost. Cost is based on efficiency.
And quality as well. So cheaper doesn't mean best quality.
Naomi, we have a question over here first.
So after 5 days, the production speed for that lady was 3 minutes and 20 seconds. What did she eventually get to?
I don't know. But she actually overcome the production line speed. That's a fact.
Okay, and then we have one more over here somewhere.
I'm not sure that this Japanese cultural thing communicated well, so I'm nervous. But some essence I could have communicated.
Any other questions? No? Then we will thank you very much.
Thank you very much.